Hi, everybody. This is Cheryl Howard, inspiration and transformation speaker, life purpose coach, mental health professional, pastoral counselor, and an author. I think I already said speaker. How are you guys doing? So this is going to be like a real candid conversation, and I'll tell you where it stemmed from. But I want to talk about transitioning with age, transitioning in different seasons because we go through different changes physically. And a lot of us don't really want to talk about what we're really feeling inside of when we see certain things that don't look the same on our bodies. And, sometimes you don't feel good for a moment, but I don't want you to stay there. I want you to learn how to age gracefully and embrace the changes, and there's things that you can do to do that, because let's be honest, we miss our youth sometime. We reminisce and look back, but you want to do that more with being happy and joyous and content, remembering instead of having regret, resentment. And sometimes we have those things because sometimes other people done things to us that weren't nice. And sometimes we still live with those things. And so another thing we have to pay attention to is realizing what wounds are open so we can heal those things, so we can embrace different seasons in our life, different transitions in our life. I'm going to set this phone up right here. I was in the bathroom. I started there because I was triggered. Just give me one minute. I'm just trying to find a way to hold up this phone. There we go. Because I didn't bring my stand. And so I don't want it to be crooked. Find a way to, it's not working out. It's just not working out. Grow old gracefully. We hear that all the time, right? The people that I see who have the ability to really do that are those who's given back throughout their lives. They were blessings to other people. They pour out themselves to other people. They help the next generation. So they were generative in their life. And they actually also did things that brought them value, brought them purpose and meaning in their own lives. It could have been their career, could have been their job, things that are missions, ministry, whatever that looks like for people who learn to embrace seasons that they go through as they get older. They found some kind of peace in the midst of it, and a sense of contentment. And I think that's very important. And it makes me think of the Apostle Paul when he says, I've learned therewith to be content in the state that I'm in. Now, don't misinterpret it as being happy with going through loss or being happy with maybe some negative situation that have arrived. But he learned to keep a sound mind and be content. Because see, understand now, there's a spiritual side to when Apostle Paul's talking in the Bible. Him living for Christ and living for God and knowing that everything he's doing, he was doing for the Lord. So there was a sense of peace and contentment that the work that he was doing was really for the kingdom. And so that brought some kind of sense of peace. I'm not going through this in vain, but we don't have to live our life in vain. That's why I said it's important to find things that give you meaning and purpose in life, whatever that is. Don't have to be a job. It don't have to be a work. It could be a group. It could be a community. It could be something that you're doing for the greater good, if you will, helping other people, reaching out, outreach. Those things actually help you feel good about yourself. That altruism spirit, feeling good about yourself, doing things for other people. And then you don't have so much time to concentrate on those little things that we get caught up in. And so I was in the bathroom a couple of days ago, and I started looking at my face, and I was like, my face is changing. I'm getting older. So this is real talk, because some of us have these little private moments other people don't know about. We don't want to admit, but sometimes we go there for a minute. I mean, it's a part of life. You see changes and you look and you notice. You don't have to put a blind eye to it. So I noticed some discoloration a little bit around my nose. Can't see right now because I got a little makeup on covering. And I really didn't start wearing foundation until I got in my late 30s or 40s, I think, really. Because I didn't really wear makeup a lot. However, because of maybe just a little discoloration, which probably nobody else noticed that much. Sometimes it's when we bring attention to ourselves. That's when other people notice things like, oh, I didn't even see that till you pointed it out. I used to tell a friend of mine that when we was really young, she was very self-conscious of herself. I thought she was beautiful, gorgeous, gifted, talented, can sing up a storm. Beautiful young lady. We both were very slim. We was very slim. She was a little more slimmer than me growing up, but she was like model type, but she didn't see that within herself. So she used to, I'm gonna let her see this video too. She used to hide behind me sometimes when we would come outside. If there was a lot of guys or men standing around, she would kind of walk behind me. And I always try to build and encourage her up because I thought she was beautiful. But this goes to show that you never know the insecurities and esteem issues that people really have. They can look beautiful aesthetically. They can look beautiful in their features and their body, but inside they don't feel the way they look to us. And so she would do that. And so we were both really, really, really slim. And so, you know, you just start noticing the changes. My mind was going somewhere, but I kind of forgot where I was going at that moment. But I was talking about seeing the different changes and discoloration and stuff in my face. And, you know, we try to hold on to our youth. And I was like, I don't like this. Okay, I know what it was. I was talking about not needing to wear really makeup because we have the youth and everything. And I always had fairly good skin. So I didn't have like maybe acne issues, anything like that. I didn't have any blotches. I didn't have the eczema issues. But I'm starting to see some things now. So I think I was saying I really started wearing makeup until I was like in my 40s and things like that. Now I only wear a little foundation sometimes because I'm just trying to bring some evenness to the color of my skin, my tone. And some days you see, some days you don't. You ever have those days? Some days you feel like you look really good. Like, I look cute today. And there's other days you're like, I don't look so good today. And being a single woman, sometimes you pay attention to that a little more like, oh, I think I'm going to need a little help, a little makeup today. Just a little something, something. Because you never know I never know when I'm going to meet my future husband. And a man may be saying, never know when I'm going to meet my future wife. So I got to kind of keep it together. And whatever that looks like to us. So I noticed that. And then I started thinking about how we were both really, really tiny and small. And the weight that I kind of gained, even though to other people, I'm still small and petite to them. But to me, I'm a couple of sizes bigger. So yes, I see the difference. So learning to be content in that, not content in where I feel like I need to make some changes health-wise so I can stay toned and fit and keep a good cardiovascular system going and all of that. Definitely do that. But I want to get back to just my average size, you know, and do things I need to do with that. Because you start to feeling the difference too. Now I understand when people say they can feel their age. You feel the difference when you do put on maybe a little weight. I'm sure some of you can identify with this because you feel maybe a little, I don't know. You can feel when you're carrying something extra, maybe a little slower, or maybe a little more tired, comes along with it unless you're very active as a larger person, per se. Or more full-figured. I don't know the correct terms now because, you know, you got to be so careful because you don't want to offend people. And a lot of times, if you do have esteem or self-worthiness issues or insecurities, almost any little word can trigger you. That's when you know you got to go inside and do some kind of deep work, because the fact is we have to learn to love ourselves no matter what size we are, whether we are larger or full-figured or stocky or whatever word you want to give it. Or just have a little extra weight gain. And so I myself, like one who used to wear size 4 in suits and now wearing 10, to me, it's like a big difference because I can't fit my 4 and 6 size suits anymore. So it does make a difference because it's like I got to buy a whole new wardrobe. But, you know, Sister Cheryl was working on these things. So now it's getting nice. The temperature's changing. I'm going to be doing some more walking outside and trying to get into the gym some and I just really want tone and tighten and all that good stuff. That's it. Like I said, my most important thing is my heart, muscles and strength. That's the most important thing. And making sure that whatever I ingest, whether it's vitamins and good food and vegetables and fruits and all of that, that I'm getting what my body needs. And I have to be consistent with the water. I'll do so good because I carry water with me. I'm doing good. I'm going to drink a lot of water. I'm going to get that gallon of water a day. It don't always work out. I'll start doing it for a while. And then I'm like, okay, I become inconsistent in that. It really helps to have a coach in different areas of your life. And the fitness coach, I understand why people need that fitness coach instructor to keep them accountable. Because you start out on a good foot and something happens. I always talk about the middle. Something always happens in the middle, but it's not too late. Get back up and keep on trying. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. But anyway, so yeah, started seeing changes, and I started thinking about how a lot of us feel, you know, a little not so good about some of the changes that we see, but there are ways to help us to embrace the changes. And if we need to adjust and do some things to take care of ourselves, then we can do that as well. I talked about the working out. I also thought about how, and I always talk about self-care all the time, and I do a lot of things self-care wise, especially paying attention to my emotional health. But I was reminded how I was more consistent when it came to the outwardly things, like, because I'm a cosmetologist as well. And so I remember constantly or always, I had a habit of, giving myself pedicures and taking care of my feet more often than I do now. Because now I'm like, got to get up and go, keep it clean, throw some of my good butter on there, maybe pop the toes up a little bit, keep it moving. But I'm like, what? I need to take care of my feet. That's a real talk, because I want it to stay soft. I want my skin to stay, kind of young looking as much as possible, because I know when you just neglect your hands and your feet, they look older quicker. Now, my fingers, they may be a little more wrinkly than I like them, because, I've done hair for years. My hands stay in water. What does help is the conditioning on the skin. Like I said, lotion and butters. So I really try to get in a habit of keeping it moist. And then some things are just hereditary. So look, you got to learn to love yourself no matter what. I call these French fry fingers, whatever. They're mine. They've been a blessing to people. They've been a blessing to people. And when I'm doing cosmetology, when I'm doing hair, when I used to do a little makeup and little nails and all that stuff, I've been able to help other people feel good. So, there's good. I have put these to good use. So I want you to see the positive in everything. That's where I'm going. Sometimes we look at things and go, oh, woe is me. There's ways to use whatever you have for the greater good, doing good for other people. And so I like to talk. So I get to use my talking in my business, like now when I'm speaking, when I'm coaching, when I'm counseling. Okay. So, there's always something that you could be doing to make you feel good and make other people feel good as well. But anyway, so yeah, taking care of yourself, getting back into yourself. We get busy in life. Sometimes we are helping other people, but we're not helping ourselves. Sometimes we have relationships with other people, but we don't have good relationship with ourselves. We are not doing things to enhance our own quality of life, but we're doing it for other people. And that got to stop. We cannot do that. You cannot neglect yourself. Keep doing that and you won't be good for anybody else. So if treating yourself good which is good to getting to health, doing things to make you feel good internally, eating right, exercise, all that kind of stuff. Definitely do that, because you can look beautiful aesthetically. Inside, just don't feel good at all. That's not fun. You go out, you want to do things and you can't because you don't feel good. Who wants to do that? That's not good. So pay attention to what's going on inside as well as the outside. There's things we can kind of enhance on the outside, but you'll just be enhancing it. But when you feel good on the inside, it affects your mental state, and you'll feel good mentally and emotionally because you feel good inside. So yes, you got to work on what's on the inside and then it show up on the outside. There's a song that go like that. Something on the inside shows up on the outside. I forgot how that song go, but yeah. It's all true. It's all true. And then another thing was, I thought about how what gets me or what keeps me growing gracefully is I focus on the positive attributes that I have, that I feel I have, and that other people tell me I have. Focus on your strengths, the attributes, because really at the end of the day, that's what really matters. What you have, what you possess, and what you actualize before the world, how you affect other people, how you become your own change agent, and you become a change agent for other people as well. And so I focus on the positive attributes, even the ones that people have criticized me about, and realize, wait a minute, that's a gift I got. That's a gift I have. I remember one time somebody felt negative about me always seeing the good in people. That's who I am. I'm seeing the positive side. I'm seeing the glass half full. That's the mentality that I have. And I had to say, wait a minute, that's a good thing I have. Look what it's done for me. Everything that I do in my life has some kind of what's what I'm looking for? Aspect of helping other people, building other people up, helping other people feel good. Life purpose coaching, pastoral counseling, mental health counseling, ministry, speaking, empowerment speaking, inspirational speaking. That's my gift. And I realized, you know what? That's awesome. That is awesome. And so learn to embrace the strength you have. So sometimes it's something that other people criticize, but it's actually a good thing. Wisdom comes with everything. Yes, you have to use wisdom when you working and dealing with people, understanding the underlying issues. But I'm optimistic. That's one of my attributes, positive attributes that I have. No apologies necessary. Another thing is I'm unwavering. And that's great when it comes to my faith. Because it's like, for Christ I live and for Christ I die. And so I want to keep that. That's unwavering. So that spills into other areas. So know when you see that in a person, a lot of times that's the indicator that that person is a loyal individual. They will be with you. Ride or die, whatever you want to call it. Loyal. Somebody that's reliable, that you can kind of trust. I say kind of trust because I don't believe we're supposed to put our trust in any human being. And that's what the scripture teaches. You can trust people to be a certain way to a certain degree. But, we're human. We disappoint each other all the time, sometimes unconsciously, subconsciously, don't even realize it. But yeah, you feel a person is trustworthy when you see certain attributes of being unwavering. When my mind is focused on something and I believe this is something God has shown me and told me, I am 100% in it. I am investing in it, doing whatever I got to do to make sure I walk in that thing, whatever it is. And so in that area, I'm unwavering. I talk passionate, like I probably did in this video a few times, about things. That's because I'm a passionate person. I'm a sensitive person. I don't mean in a negative sense, and not that is really negative, but I'm sensitive to other people, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing. I could pick up on certain things. I'm able to kind of go beyond what a person is kind of showing me or what a person's kind of putting out there. And I'm also sensitive in certain areas that I don't like. And then some things are just purely rude. It have nothing to do with sensitivity, but I realize people have to give a name to something. And sometimes it's because they end up feeling offensive at the time and they get offended. So they want to